This is going to be Stratholme main gate as the Discipline Priest. So last time we saw Tiska here, she was level 37, coming out of Warpwood Quarter. This run was particularly interesting because every dungeon I had done up to here, you know, some of them were a little bit dicey, but this one gave me huge amounts of issues. Guardian Druid tank had to step away for a moment when we came in. Just edited out like a minute of sitting there doing nothing. This Valkyr here is apparently not normally here. I was wondering about it. Somebody somehow brought it. Due to a quest, I guess. Alright, so yeah, I'm used to, you know, hit people with Shadow Word Pain, shield up a bit, try to get some atonement healing, you know, penance when needed, decide whether to offensive or defensive penance, etc. When I'm Holy Locked, I can still heal because my heal is Shadow Elemental. If I get Shadow Locked, I can still penance because my penance is Holy Elemental. So another benefit of Discipline Priest. So, you know, I'm doing my normal thing here, but problems are going to show up shortly. I've healed this dungeon before with other tanks and other healers, I guess, and had no issue. I've healed other druids and had no issue, but something about this particular druid in this particular dungeon just turns into a complete disaster. So it doesn't look so bad yet, but I'm noticing, like, yeah, health bar's a bit low. Need to be hitting that Shadowman button. That penance did, like, nothing. Her health bar ended up lower than it started when my penance cast finished. And she's down. So that's not great. Alright, so this is telling me, oh boy, throughput may be an issue here. Trying to keep people up while she runs back, because the start of the dungeon is just right there. I'm probably going to die here. Yep, there I go. Maybe. Yep. Alright, so this is starting as a little bit of a mess. Why did it take so long to get to my Release Spirit button? Well, she's down again. Fantastic! Oftentimes you'll get at least one hot-headed member of a group, and if you know, a dungeon starts like this, they'll either just leave quietly or start complaining. Nobody was that kind of player here, apparently, so we're all ready to persist and see how to get this done. So yeah, in this dungeon I'm going to cast more Shadow Mends than this character had over her entire lifetime up to this point. Because it's the only repeatable healing spell I can use just as much as I want. Because Power Word Shield causes Weakened Soul, and I can't apply it again right away. Penance has its own cooldown. So yeah, Shadowman's my only option when those two are not usable. Alright, Power Word Fortitude up, since some people died, including me. So yeah, watch the bear's health bar when this patchwork horror gets involved. I'm gonna see some stuff that I'm just, like, not used to seeing here. Like, at some point during this pull, her health bar just, like, drops in half in a single hit, I remember. Or at least that's what it seemed to me. Maybe I wasn't looking at it right. Let's watch closely. Yeah, there it went. Half of her health just gone instantly. Like, what do you do about that? That is hard to keep up with, especially with the toolkit I have now. So yeah, this whole dungeon, just trial by fire for, like, how do you increase output as a Discipline Priest? You know, I have only so many buttons I can press. I don't have Rapture at this point, which would allow me to just keep shielding, even with Weakened Soul, for a little while. But, you know, it has a long cooldown on it, so I can only do that every so often. Mana bar's down to 1/3 at this point. Gonna have to be drinking. My recollection is nobody says a word past this point. All of the talking in the dungeon has already been done. There's an optional boss here. Let's see, I have not shown this place as my protection paladin yet. I have a run there where we're gonna fight Postmaster Malone. He's a dude you have to summon by interacting with post boxes all over the place. And he's a surprisingly serious dude. My plan coming into this was, since I know where the post boxes are, and they're a little hard to find sometimes, I'm gonna try and open them and see if we can fight him. But at this point, I'm rethinking that and thinking, no way do I want to try Postmaster Malone with this situation. Although you do have to go a little bit out of your way to get to the post boxes, and I think most people don't seem to route that way, so I probably wouldn't have had an opportunity anyway, since I'm not leading the dungeon. But yeah, I quickly disabused myself of the notion of getting that done in here. So yeah, not too bad right here. You know, getting some attacks in. It's fine. I see outlaw rogue stuff, so we have one of those. What am I trying to figure out here? I don't know. I wanted to look at damage meters for something. Didn't see what I was looking for, I guess. In the, like, half a second I looked at it. Probably didn't really know what I was looking for. Just trying to figure out, like, why this bear takes so much damage. I'll probably inspect her equipment at some point and similarly get no information out of it, I would imagine. Because I just don't know what to look for at a glance for that. I'm wondering if her delay right at the start, when she was just, like, away for a minute... I don't know. That could have been anything, I guess. I'm wondering if this is someone who just doesn't normally play Guardian, and doesn't really have an equipment set for it. Or... Okay, so let's try and watch, and see if I ever, when I have her targeted, see if I ever see the Iron Fur icon. That would be another difference, just like what buttons she's deciding to press. I don't really get a direct way to look at that, but... Oh, I did see Barkskin. Yeah, Barkskin is up. So that's like Iron Fur, but different. Alright, so Frasiabi here. Doing that stuff. Barkskin has a cooldown on it. Iron Fur doesn't. It just requires some rage. Maybe she only Barkskinned and did not Iron Fur? So yeah, I'm gonna try and watch for that icon. I know there's a fair bit of magic damage that goes on here. All those skeletons shooting frost bolts and shadow bolts and stuff. Well, somebody's gonna have a bad time here. Wait, hang on. That's happening back there. Okay, so we have a dead warlock back there. A rogue in with the cockroaches or rats or whatever is there. Who did okay. Okay, so there's more messy stuff going on here than just the super fragile guardian druids. Okay, it is rats, and they didn't die. Hold on, what happened to the rogue who was in there? She didn't die. But she's... Wait, I'm confused. So the Vopero rogue went in ahead of everybody, got locked in with the rats. Then when it opened back up, the rats were still in there, and I didn't see the... Okay, well, I missed something that happened. I don't know where she went. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so there was a warlock back there, I guess, who found some trouble on the way to the gate and died, then ran back. Oh, the trouble she found was the undead postman, so somebody did interact with the mailbox. Well, on the route we're on, we won't hit up enough mailboxes to summon the postmaster. And we wouldn't want to anyway. But yeah, so the postmen from the first mailbox are nothing. Definitely not something you really want to summon if your tank is not standing right there, or, you know, isn't the one to summon them. Okay, there. Hunter finally lost whatever threat he had pulled. I'm keeping busy here. And this isn't even particularly bad as stuff in this dungeon goes. I'm even getting to do some smites. That's nice. Yeah, Discipline definitely performs best when I get an opportunity to actually deal some damage. Get some atonement healing going. It doesn't look like much when it's happening, but it definitely contributes. And the absorb from the smite landing on whatever, I'm sure helps a bit too. Like, yeah, the ideal is I wouldn't even have to, Oh yeah, Hearthsinger Forreston. He's an extra dude. I have him targeted, but I'm not sure where he was. I couldn't see my target on the map. I set an icon on him, and I was looking around to see where that was. He's an optional boss that I often forget to get here. On my Paladin run, I don't think of him at the right time, and I don't manage to. Somewhere in here is a special dude you can fight. And I was trying to put a mark on him so that we'd find him. But I'm pretty sure that mark never shows up, so I don't know where he was. He's in here, somewhere. I don't know where. Not too attentive to the stuff behind. I see, okay, so got that going on too. That's a post box. I hope nobody interacts with it right now. So yeah, Patchwork Horror here. The last one of those was the one that chunked her down by half her health all at once. So yeah, time to hit that Shadow Mend button a whole bunch. Since this was the first real test of my throughput, I wasn't really used to the rhythm of, like, landing the power word shield right when Weakened Soul expires. I saw myself trying to press that one key when it wasn't going to do anything. Yeah, a whole lot of invalid target going on. Eventually I do get used to looking at the spot where the debuff is, or just, like, timing it so that, you know, it lands right when Weakened Soul expires. Yeah, there was that half-health hit again. So something in the Patchwork Horror does just is being super nasty to this bear. She lived this time, but man, that's pretty rough. Yeah, Market Road post box. Nobody interact with that. We don't need extra postmen. Oh, we're going for the Unforgiven, though. Okay, that's fair. This is one route to that. So if you take the wide route to the east instead of going through the Rat Gate, you'll end up here at the Unforgiven and go by another post box that's kind of out of the way otherwise. And Hearthsinger Forreston is on the way there somewhere. I don't know. Somewhere. There's also another dude over there, I think? I don't know. And you skip the annoying get locked in with rats thing, and possibly get separated from your party members if they're not all grouped up perfectly. Even if the eastern route takes a little bit longer, I prefer it. Alright, so here's a bunch of incoming magic damage, which again, druids don't have a lot of tools to deal with. They're just going to take the full amount from it. Let's see, what do we have interrupt-wise? Discipline Priest gets none. Guardian Druid gets none at this level. Rogue gets some in melee. Yeah, rogues are good interrupters. Hunter... at this point, the Hunter would have an interrupt, I think. And Warlocks apparently don't get a very good one. So yeah, as far as controlling the positioning of, like, distant casters, we don't have a great toolkit for it. What is it? Interrupting shot that the Hunter gets, I think? I know that's what a Beast Mastery Hunter gets, and mine has it at this point, and he's level 36 or so. No, he's less than that. Anyway, definitely less than the level of this Hunter here. That's a marksmanship hunter. I saw that aimed shot going out. Okay, so I don't know what they get. Alright, anyway. But, you know, you have to know how and when to use your interrupt, so people won't necessarily bother to do that here. One super great thing about playing a Restoration Shaman is I have Wind Shear. It's a short cooldown, ranged interrupt that the healer can use, and it is amazing. Apparently the only hard interrupt that a healer gets. It's very, very nice. Hey, look, I'm getting to smite a little bit. That's nice. Good change of pace. Still opting not to use my penance offensively, just in case I'm really going to need it for sudden healing, but that wouldn't have happened in that encounter. This spot can be kind of dicey. I'm real curious how this character is going to handle it. She's being careful, pulling things back, so that's encouraging to see. You know, she has to be aware of how fragile she's being here. But yeah, again, like, people are done talking at this point. Nobody's saying anything. We're just here to get the dungeon done, whatever that's going to take. As the healer, I'm just here to, you know, rise to the challenge of whatever the dungeon needs, within reason. This was at the edge of reason, but it was there. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain about stuff like this. If there's just a completely non-viable setup going on, then I might opt to leave the dungeon or, you know, try to do something about it, whatever I could do, but I don't know. Often I'll just take a suboptimal situation as a challenge, you know. Find a way to heal through this. It's a lot less annoying. Whoa. Okay, so a bunch of shield bashes on me. Those would have interrupted. Yep, there they go. Those will interrupt if I'm in the middle of casting something. Yeah, so as a tank, super annoying when damage dealers decide to pull threat all the time. As a healer, it's okay, as long as I can keep up. It's kind of fun to, you know, mind a whole bunch more health bars at once. I don't really want it to happen, but it's a lot less chaotic to deal with it when it happens than when I'm there in the tank role. Yeah, I need to back off so I don't get interrupted, because I need my Shadowman button to work. It's an important one here. We're in a much better rhythm now than we were earlier in the dungeon. I haven't been looking the entire time, but I still haven't noticed an Iron Fur icon popping up. But I don't know, my eyes haven't been glued to the spot, so maybe she found her button, and that's why this is a bit smoother. Maybe not. Don't have her targeted, so I can't see right now. Let's see, both wings of Stratholme have an event like this in a place like this. Move back and hold the line. So extra dudes come in once you clear the ones who are there. This time it's not abominations and whatever it is in the other place. Okay, yeah, this is less of an event. It's just a couple of extra guards come when you kill what's there. But it's not this whole long thing like the service entrance. Okay, things have actually calmed down. And since I'm getting to spend my time attacking, I can't see if it's Iron Fur that's saving her now. I don't see it right now. You're not going to have full uptime on it though, so, you know, maybe it's just happening when I'm not looking. Bark Skin has an effect that's visible on the character model. Iron Fur, I'm pretty sure doesn't. Yeah, I don't see it. No, I don't think she uses it for the whole dungeon, but might be wrong. It's hard to tell. Penance is a whole lot less satisfying to cast on myself than somebody else, because I don't see the flashy bolts of light flying anywhere. They just go right into me. Right, more interrupts going out here. Don't be too close. Though if I'm not too close, I get charged. If I am too close, I get interrupted. It's one or the other. Fortunately, they're choosing to charge somebody else. There's a boss just off to the left here, I think. Yeah, Commander Malor. I'm trying to encourage people to go toward it, non-verbally. It doesn't work. Nobody notices my skill. So I guess we just won't be killing him. Maybe I shouldn't complain, because, like, again, doing optional bosses here in this particular group setup might not be the best idea. All we can do just to get the basic dungeon done. Hey, look, Ironfur, it is there. She found her button. Okay. Alright. So she did start doing it. And maybe that's why this is going a little smoother. Although it seems like she just found the button now. Yeah, I saw Ironfur again. Mm-hmm. Yep. Alright. Problem solved, possibly? I don't think the rest of the dungeon exactly goes smooth as silk. But I guess we'll see. Alright, so this detour for, what is it, Willy Hopebreaker. He's kind of a long way off the beaten path, but he's back here somewhere. I wonder what that mangle buff is that's going on in her. I don't think my druid has whatever that is. Like, I'm seeing the mangle icon up there. I don't think at level 32 or whatever Nadalier is, mangle applies any kind of buff when used. I'll have to check my abilities and see if it changes at some point, or if it's like a talent you have to opt into or something. Blacksmithing plans. Gotta interact with that for a quest. She was busy doing something else, so maybe I shouldn't have initiated that. But we got Risen Hammersmith alongside the ones she was working on. It's fine. Yeah, there goes that health bar. Dropping like a rock. No Ironfur. I think I saw it right when I untargeted her. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So I guess this is showing me the value of Ironfur. Definitely do want to press that button. You can't really feel those active mitigation abilities when you're using them as a tank. Just kind of have to trust that they're doing some good work. Because damage is so uneven and spiky anyway that, you know, it's just, I don't know, just really hard to get a feel for whether a thing that decreases it by 20% is doing anything, you know. Just have to trust that it is. I mean, why wouldn't it? It should, but, you know. It's just hard to know the best time to use it and how much of a benefit it really was at any time you do use it. Holy Smite, not just regular brand smite. They get a Holy Smite. They're fancy priests. I mean, they're using Holy Fire, so yeah, these are Holy Priests. Disciplined Priests don't get access to that anymore. Used to, not anymore. Alright, so I'm here as the healer, so since damage dealers and tank are going to be busy with other stuff, it's more or less my job to man the cannonballs. Or at least that's how I take it upon myself. So whenever some shooty dudes show up, pick up a cannonball, put it in the cannon, then the shooty dudes go away. And you have only so many cannonballs, so hope Willy Hopebreaker dies before you run out. Or shortly after. Risen Rifleman, that's what the shooty dudes are called. Why was he floating? Did I accidentally cast Levitate? I probably did. That happens sometimes. If you find yourself floating when I'm healing the dungeon, it means I pressed the wrong button by accident, usually. Yeah, because it's on my 3 key. Up 1 action bar, I was probably going for penance. I should move that so I stop accidentally hitting it. She has cat form to run faster, I have body and soul. Cat form's a lot better at it. Nope, not that way, unless you want to go back for Commander Malor. We could! She sees the skull, but isn't paying attention to it, I guess. I don't know. So I guess usually, like, when I'm healing, I don't like to see health bars go down below half. Above half, and I can be spending my time attacking if I know big attacks aren't coming in, but you know. When it gets to about half, it's like, whoa, you really need to stop what you're doing and pay attention to this. But up to that point, unless damage is hitting really hard, I can pay attention to other things. Yep, below half. Time to pay attention. Ooh, that was a little past time to pay attention. Yep. Heavy enough damage with, what, 5, 6 things hitting her at once? My health can just sit right where it is, you know, 3/4, that's way more than enough. I'll use a Shadow Mend when I have a little bit of downtime, but it's not really important. Oops. My Dispel was on cooldown. I haven't managed to summon a Shadow Fiend, have I? I don't think that was an ability I had back in Warpwood Quarter. So on my attack action bar, it's my number 5 there, little shadowy claw thing. Creates a minion who attacks my target for 15 seconds, I think. Does a little bit of extra damage. I think it refills my mana while it's there. So it's a good button to press for some extra damage and some extra mana for me if I ever need it. I've never been in a situation that stresses my mana enough that it's important to get it back with stuff like that yet, but I could see it happening. Just nice as it has a long cooldown on it. I can only summon it once every 5 minutes or something. 2 minutes? 5 minutes? Something like that. So you know, just like 2 or 3 bosses in a dungeon are gonna get a Shadow Fiend on them, but it's a good button to press. Just create a little minion and then forget about it. Doesn't take any maintenance or anything. Alright, last boss just in here to the right. Nothing interesting to the left. There's Commander Malor in that one left turn, but all the other left turns just have nothing. Looks like I... Let's see. Yeah, I don't have Power Word Solace at this point. So I guess I won't talk about it yet. I'll mention it when I get it. Well, there's nothing in there, but she's going in there anyway. Perhaps using... Oh, no. Getting out of my line of sight. Oh, Shadow Locked for 5... Holy Locked, yeah, I can't cast any healing spells now. So by getting out of line of sight, I had to go into the interrupt zone, and then there was nothing I could do because I got interrupted in both schools of magic. Unfortunate. So I'll do what I can to keep the rest of us up, because we can probably get through this still. Wait, what? Who are these people? Okay, I don't think we're getting through this anymore. Yup. Okay, well. That's unfortunate. Alright, time to run back, I guess. Let's see how messy this run back is, because, like... I'll bet there's gonna be shenanigans along the way. Kind of vaguely remember this. So how are we gonna route this? It's not like a super long run, actually. There were actions I could have taken to prevent that wipe from happening, being a little bit more aggressive about... Oh! The rat gate refills with rats. Oh, that's how it happens. Poor Warlock perhaps didn't know that and died in it. Okay, let's all group up. Make sure everybody's together. Also, I have Naxxramas. I don't know... Does that dude summon people? Somebody's on me. Rats are. Okay. Alright, so after a certain amount of time, the rat gate starts working again. I guess. A use for my Holy Nova! Kinda. It didn't manage to kill those rats. Keep casting it. Eventually it will. Did she find more trouble? No? The living are here. Yeah, you talk like you're summoning somebody. But nobody came. Okay. A sentry with nobody to back it up. Who are we missing? Shadow Shoots? I think... the hunter perhaps like feign death and just get out of combat? Does that get you all the way out of combat? Maybe he's still on the ground there playing dead. Because you can leave feign death up for like up to 5 minutes or something? Oh, we are fighting Commander Malor? Okay, well this is a weird time to do that, but I guess we do fight him. Alright then. Oh no, Shadow Shoot's with us. Did he die alongside the rest of us? I don't know, there was a lot going on. I lost track. So Commander Malor's not a big deal. Just a dude to fight with a bigger health bar than usual. Nothing too threatening. No Heartsinger Forest and no Postmaster Malone, fortunately, because he's way too serious. What's the last dude called? Dreadlord Balazar? Am I gonna do something about this rogue's health bar at some point? It's been sitting there pretty low, or is she out of range? Oh hey, my Shadow Fiend was there, I just noticed. Okay, so I summoned it. No, she's up there. Stabbing Commander. I guess I was just paying attention to other stuff and didn't feel like spending my heals on her. Oh, what is up with this? I guess next penance can go to her, maybe? Or not! What am I doing? There, finally I noticed that health bar. What was that? That was really weird. Okay. Well, she wasn't taking any damage, so it was fine, I guess. Just, like, why'd I leave it that way for so long? Okay, Dreadlord Balazar. Shouldn't be much in our way anymore. Maybe the hunter finished... Instructor Galford. Oh, he's here. I forgot about him. Yeah, of Love and Family or whatever it is. It's this dude with the pyroblast. That's right. And the blast wave and stuff. Somehow I thought he was in a different location, but he is here. Well, there's that tooltip bug again. It's still there, and that disappeared before I got to read it. Some debuff was on there. It was not Pyroblast. That's not the Pyroblast icon. I guess if it disappears that quick, I probably don't have to worry about dispelling it. Okay, now at this point, we kind of did sit here for a while, for some reason. I'm not sure why. Everybody patiently waits. This was the boss, where when I was here on my Fire Mage, I was trying to pre-pyroblast, so like get the cast going before the tank goes and actually does something about it, so that the pyroblast would land right around the time the pull starts. Didn't realize I had a hot streak up and just pulled the boss myself right there. It was fine, but yeah, that was a little embarrassing. Fortunately, nobody did that here. Anyway, yeah, so like, if you want to do that, make sure you don't have a hot streak at the time. I learned from my mistake and I'm a lot more careful about it now, but it was kind of funny when it happens. And yeah, like if the druid had stepped away for a moment, which perhaps she had to take care of something, maybe, then yeah, I wouldn't want something like that to have happened. Fortunately, it didn't. I can dispel that. I saw a mind control for like half a second, so he tries to do that. I'm not sure what the condition is for breaking it, but it broke really quickly. And he's done. Okay. So nothing too serious in there. Alright, so over the course of that dungeon, I guess... What's her name? The bear druid figured out how to play her class. Or something. I mean, why else would this have gotten much more reasonable? I mean, she still did manage to die pretty late. But that was more because of the situation than because not pressing her defensive buttons. I don't know. Yeah, alright, so that was my trial by fire. I figured it out, she figured it out. It went fine, I guess. Hopefully not too many more dungeons like that, because, I don't know, that's a little beyond my limit. See you next time.